For something that has been in the works for as long as we know it has, the routes are a little bit. That was a full sentence there, really.
Yeah, so you can see the ellipse in real life.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
Prune more than just your Pokemon storage in the Glittering Garden event.
With August right around the corner, it's about time to get GO Fest-ive. And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 245. It's July 27th. It's a Thursday afternoon. We're really just recording an any day of the week. You know, there's no rhyme or reason anymore. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm tired.
Yeah. Kyle's had a full day.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. You said, what was it? Work and two vet appointments, right?
Yeah. I was up at, 3:30 a.m. for work.
Yeah.
And it's just been going pretty much since I sat down at 4:30 before recording this to eat something. And that's it.
I was making notes and he was eating a sandwich. Everybody prepares for a podcast in different ways. So it's good to respect all kinds, right? No, but thanks for being here. We weren't sure if we were going to record today. Well, Kyle was sure we were going to record today, but I got myself confused. I thought we were recording tomorrow. So today we are recording because this weekend's going to be real busy. But this is going to be somewhat of a truncated show. We have one news item. We're not doing Gear Up or Pokelore this week because we are on a time crunch. As of now, I think we have about 30 minutes left, and then we got to kind of get going.
Sorry.
So, yeah, sorry about that, y'all, but we wanted you to have an episode, so here we are. But before we get started here, shout out to all of our patron supporters. Thank you so much for making this show possible. You are the best kind of people, and we love you for it. We set some goals last week, Kyle. Are you ready to review them?
Yep, I am.
Okay, great. Because it did encompass Riolu Hatch Day, which we recorded a mere 15 minutes prior to.
Yes. It went out and melted in.
Yeah, it was really hot. I had some storm surges come through almost right away. I got out. I put a lap in. I'm getting ahead of myself because this is actually part of my goals. But Kyle, for yourself, you wanted to hatch at least one shiny Riolu. And how did that go for you?
I did. I got 6.
How many eggs did you hatch?
Hang on. Let's go look. Give me 2 seconds and we'll move forward. We'll move forward and I'll come back to the egg count.
Okay. All right. Mega progress. Did you make any there?
I did.
Excellent. 200,000 experience as you march towards level 47.
I did. Hatching the eggs and stuff helped a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of experience. Yeah.
All right, hang on. 65. I had 65 eggs.
Okay, so a little bit under 1 in 10 for you, 1 in 9-ish.
Yep.
1 in 9.5, something like that. Wow, that's really quite
great.
good.
That's
great.
Awesome. I have no complaints except the fact that it was abysmal outside for hatching eggs.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We are still under the oppressive force of the wildfires happening to our northern neighbors, and it's really hot, and we've had lots of weird storms. Man, weather is just wow. It's just wow. Yep.
Just wow.
Well, congratulations. That's 3 for 3 for you. What a week, Mr. Kyle. For myself, I wanted to hatch 2 shiny Riolu. I hatched 3, but I didn't hatch the last 2 until about the last 30 minutes of the event, and I was stressed. I hatched somewhere upwards of 80 eggs and only got 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you got unlucky this time.
I did get unlucky, but I was going to hatch all those eggs anyway, but I didn't need the stress in my life, man. Let me tell you, my goodness. And I wanted to make a route. I did do that. I've actually made 3. They're all still under review because this approval process, I think, takes a while. I'm a little bit surprised at how long it's been taking. Walk a route. I've walked 2 routes. That was pretty cool. I need to walk a third one for my research. I'm still on that step. And then I wanted to find a Zygarde cell. And unfortunately, although apparently not uncommonly, I was unsuccessful in that endeavor. So bummer city. That's 3 out of 4 for me, Mr. Kyle. Congratulations. You win this week. Thanks to Zygarde.
I also want to share that I did attempt to make a route this last week. And once again, every single time I did it, my game crashed.
Ooh.
And then the one time it didn't, it didn't work. I wasn't able to end it, even though I had walked to my end point. So, and then when I walked back to my start point, it asked me if I wanted to start the route, at which point I hit yes, and then the game crashed again. So I had.
So I had my game also
again.
crash when I was doing a route, my third route of this week. And when I came back in, it allowed me to just resume right where I was.
Yeah, every time I hit resume, it crashed again.
Oh no! Oh, okay. Well,
So,
that ain't working. That ain't working. Well, anyway, I guess congratulations, Kyle, again on winning, and that's all you're going to get out of me this week. Okie dokie. Why don't we hop into the news? Because again, we got to get going. Yo, what up? It's the news. Okay, one piece of news here, and it is this Glittering Garden event. Man, Kyle, maybe you're in luck. With all of these egg events that we've had recently, maybe this is the one that'll be different. Okay, let's get into it. Let's figure it out. Trainers, a magical time awaits you in Pokemon Go. Here to frolic and play, some of the Grass-type and Fairy-type Pokemon appearing during Pokemon Go Fest 2023 Osaka, and the same one in London, will be appearing globally during the Glittering Garden event. Plus, for the first time, trainers around the world will be able to encounter shiny Petalil if they're lucky. And the crowd went wild. Petalil's a cool Pokemon. It's got a good shiny. It's nice or whatever, but does it carry
I like
an
Petalil.
event?
I like Petalil. I just think its evolutions are kind of garbage.
Oh man, hot take out the gate. Okay, fair enough.
That said, I think Hisuian Lilligant is worse than regular Lilligant.
I always forget that there's a Hisuian Lilligant.
I do too. I drilled it into my brain because it was one of the boss Pokemon. I don't remember what they're called this right now.
Oh, not Lumina. That's from Snap. Alpha.
No, well, they're not alphas. They were like,
oh yeah, the standalone ones.
Yeah. Well, anyways, moving on. But yeah, Petalil cool, Lilligant, meh.
Okay, hey, that's your opinion, Kyle.
It is my opinion. That's all I got.
That's right. Yeah. So when is this event happening? Well, it's happening from Saturday, August 5th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, August 8th at 8 p.m. local time. So yeah, really just right around Go Fest season right there. Wild encounters for this event include Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, Oddish, Hoppip, Seedot, Cacnea, Petalil, Theraseed, Spritzee, Swirlix, and Dedenne. Kind of an unsurprising combination of Pokemon considering what they were saying. I think Seedot is kind of a weird one, but it is a good filler for this theme.
I think it fits fine. It fits less fine than the other ones, but Cacnea
too. Yeah, but Cacnea is a plant. Seedot's a seed, I suppose, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think that the fairies are kind of weird, but
they're the glittering part of it.
I know it's grass fairy, but I don't know. There's only 3 fairies, but I don't know.
Yeah, Jigglypuff, Spritzee, Swirlix, Dedenne out of that group. Petalil? Does Petalil live? It's just monograss, right?
Pretty sure it's monograss, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Good news, Mr. Kyle. Okay. Besides those encounters, eggs. 2-kilometer eggs will be featuring Bidoof, Cherubi, Sewaddle, Petalil, Balm-Sweet, and Larvesta if you're very lucky, trainers. And over the course of this event, if you go to your local park on each particular day, there will be an abundance of, on August 5th, Petalil. On August 6th, Cacnea. On August 7th, Oddish. August 8th, we'll have Seedot. So those 4 Pokemon. So if you are looking to shiny hunt the new Petalil shiny release, you want to do it on the 5th in your local park. Bonuses for this event: half distance to earn hearts with your buddy Pokemon. Increased chance of earning Candy XL when walking your Pokemon. 1.5 times candy for hatching and 1.5 times Stardust for hatching as well. Field Research Task encounters. If you have an encounter from an event field research task, Those encounters will be from the pool of these 4 Pokemon: Tangela, Roselia, Petalil, and Fungus. Tangela, that's cool. Roselia, all right. Fungus, okay. That's fine. Remember when Fungus was just like the quintessential filler Pokemon?
Yeah, then it became shiny.
And then it became shiny. That's right. There's also going to be a timed research. Timed research will be available at no cost. This timed research will give trainers tasks focused on exploration and hatching eggs. Surprise, surprise. So no egg hatching distance bonus, which is sort of a bummer, but another egg sort of related event. Kyle, what are you thinking about the Glittering Garden event? And I know this is kind of hard to look at when just outside our window is a fossil bonanza right now. Like one of the best events that we're going to have all year is happening right now. And this just sort of pales in comparison.
Yeah, well, look, so here's the thing for me. I'm not looking at this. This is another egg event. And I'm over here like, since April, Niantic's trying to be like, hey guys, we have something besides raids in our game, and it's called eggs. And eggs are not a substitution for raids.
No, they're not. As someone who loves eggs, I agree with you.
And so the constant focus of eggs is just kind of weird. That's it. I personally could not care less about this event, but it's not like horrendous.
No.
It is only 4 days long, 3.5 technically, but yeah, that's kind of about it, really. Petalil's not gonna get me chasing hatching eggs. Saying Larvesta's in 2K eggs is just bait because it's already in 2K eggs. Doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's nice to know that they're not removing it for the event.
Okay, yeah, technically true. It's still going to have its 0.25 hatch rate, though.
Yeah, it'll still be abysmal, but here we are.
You hatch a second one yet, Chris?
No, I'm still just the one. And
I'll give you my 10-10-10 that I hatched last week.
Oh my god, yeah, okay. The last week, my Adventure Sync summary said I hatched 123 eggs.
Oh my god.
And that includes Riolu, right? And that's fine. And then Squirtle Community Day Classic Makeup was yet another hatching bonus. So I went out and I did that. And I'm not sure if I showed you or told you, Kyle, but it finally happened. I got a Hundo Squirtle.
Wow.
And he's wearing sunglasses.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not shiny, is it?
It's not shiny. That's okay. I'll take what I can get for sure. Don't want to be too greedy, but yeah, finally have one for Mega Blastoise maxing. So that's great. Okay. I think that's it for news. That's it. Actually, you know what? Not even I think. I can confirm. That's it for news. Hope you guys are enjoying Adventure Week. I know I am, even though it just started today. My goodness. All right, so as discussed, we're going to be skipping over Gear Up and Pokelore, which means that this is the point that we'll do a very short break, and then we'll be back with Pokepoll.
So for last week's Pokepoll we had, how do you feel about unique Pokemon debuts in Pokemon Go, like Zygarde? Does it feel good or like a gimmick? First response is from Nick Bunce, and he said, it would feel less like a gimmick if the route system worked from the word go. See what I did there?
That's good.
In
That's
principle, It's great that unique Pokemon have unique encounters. Meltan has its box. Gimmighoul has its lures. Are they cool ideas? Yes. Are they always well executed? No. Does that mean they should stop? No. I love the innovation and don't want them to stop, but I do want them to quality control their new features and mechanics with slightly more enthusiasm than a 14-year-old handing in an assignment 2 weeks late on crumpled paper.
Oh my gosh.
Spoken from experience.
What a metaphor. That's great.
Yeah. For something that has been in the works for as long as we know it has, the routes are a little bit That's it. That was a full sentence for there, really.
Yeah, so you can see the ellipse in real life. So here's the thing. I have had almost no issues. I've had one crash using routes, and it's worked for me for creating. It's worked with me for walking no problem. So it seems to be an issue across device types. But my iPhone is running it like a champ, which I would hope if they're going to choose, if they have to choose 5 flagship phones to test things on, right? iPhone is one of them. Galaxy is the next one, right? And maybe the Pixel. I mean, what else comes to mind?
I mean, those are the major ones that I can think of. Like, major.
Yeah, me too. So, you know, who knows? It might just be a version thing, because hardware on phones will vary, and that thing is relatively hardware intensive from my understanding of how it probably works. So, yeah, I don't know. It is kind of a bummer.
I mean, but not just the crashing that I've had, but I've seen reports of people with just like, it's just the system itself is kind of janky.
Yeah.
Which is what you expect right now in Pokemon Go. Nothing in Pokemon Go has ever actually worked perfectly or smoothly as a whole, outside of like maybe catching Pokemon, and even that's been touch and go.
No, there's been a touch and go. Yeah. No, there's been a couple of times. Remember, like when you would throw the Pokeball after an update, like the anchor point for the ball was like moved, and so it would like spin on a weird center of gravity, stuff like that, you know. But I got to say, okay, the one thing I have an issue with, I know a lot of people are talking rightfully so about connection issues, crashing issues, all that sort of stuff, right? My problem is that we can't as a community make up our minds between saying routes and routes. And I can't handle it when I hear routes for some reason.
It's annoying the heck out of me. Oh my God. It's like not routes. It's
we're talking about the group routes.
It's pronounced route.
It's route to me. Yeah.
And my brain.
And it's the same thing when I hear people call roofs. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That one's a little closer though, but still, yeah.
my grandpa used to say, instead of washing machine or Washington, it was worshing machine.
Oh,
in Washington.
That's just
it's cute
language barrier. Clearly,
it's a cute thing, I think, for me personally.
All right. All right.
Anyway, yeah. Right. Thanks for the response, Nick Buns.
Our next response from Everdark Raven. They said, the issue I have with the Zygarde compared to other unique encounters is that it is unique. We only get one Zygarde, and yet it requires so much time investment to perfect it between the number and rarity of cells and limited amount of candy available. I don't want to spend a year plus collecting cells for my 2-star Zygarde. Sure, there are other Pokemon we've only had one chance at, but I consider those more collection pieces. It doesn't matter that my Mew is 2-star. I'm not going to actively use it or having to power it up. In my opinion, they should let us combine 10 Zygarde cells to make a new Zy puppy. This would more grinding and extend the longevity of the feature, as players, especially Master League PvPers, would seek a perfect Zygarde before hunting the 250 cells required to max it.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that, honestly. That said, you chose a poor example with Mew because Mew is actually worth using.
In PvP, yeah.
But we're talking about Zygarde's only use is actually in PvP as well, so I think it's a fair comparison. But Mew and Victini in particular have use in PvP, and you only get one of those. Well, up to 3 of those, I guess, from you. But
yeah, Victini, we only got 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, Victini is still only 1. So while I think there is an argument to be had there for sure, I do think it is a minor one that's not likely to be changed.
Yeah, for sure. What I would really like to see is that if you were walking your Zygarde, you had a chance of getting a cell like you would for an XL candy. And that would work better, because some people that would just solve the access to routes problem that people are having, where it's like, hey, I don't really have stops around me, but I can go out and walk, which is what you want me to do, you know, go out and do my daily adventure incense. Maybe cells could also spawn there. Like, I don't know. It does seem like this was not, well, I don't want to say it wasn't thought out. I think it was. I think the fact that it's a long grind is absolutely on purpose. But if we're going to be talking about it being tied to a feature that suffers from some accessibility issues, right? The same accessibility issues that people in rural places have already been suffering from this entire time. It's not like it's bad. It just feels like we're not learning from the lessons that we've been learning from, or supposed to be learning from, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's intentional. Like there's no doubt that it was intentionally done. One reason or another for having only one Zygarde. It just does feel bad from a hardcore player perspective.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, combining 10 cells to make a new Zygarde is cool. Or even if it's just like re-roll the one you already have.
Yeah. That said, I've seen a lot of posts online. The cells are too hard to get.
Yeah.
By a very, very large margin. Only the most hardcore are going to get a complete Zygarde before this system is changed. And a casual person will never get it. It's that ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to tune up the cells because right now it is unobtainable.
It should be one a route minimum.
Yeah, it should be just something that you get for completing a route. You just get it. No chance. You just get one. Walking 250 routes? Come on.
That's still a lot.
That's
so
many.
Lot.
That is so many. Goodness. Okay. Sorry, 250 routes?
Shut up. Moving on to the next one from Modders said, "Hello, gents. I much prefer new Pokemon drops that are linked to an in-game event or feature. It gives you something to do in-game other than catch vanilla spawns. But it has to feel achievable for all trainers. I'm not a fan of when Niantic drop in a reach level 40 as part of a special research. It's that sort of thing that will turn non-day one trainers off of the game. That said, inclusivity isn't really Niantic's USP. So, loving your work as ever, chaps. Those intros last week, chef's kiss. Cheers."
I'm glad somebody enjoys them. Every once in a while, we read them and then we stop. There's like a pause or some hang time between when we do the one-liners and the episode starts where I'm just like, I'm sorry to Kyle. Every once in a while, I'll be like, this is the best one I've ever written. Kyle's like,
once in a while, there's no shame.
I'm glad somebody else gets a kick out of them. Yeah. Yeah, the reach level 40 thing that's in research every once in a while. I know the Mew Masterwork was really like the most notable one, right, for everybody. Like, I get that it could potentially turn people off from playing the game. I think it should be like reach the next trainer level. So that if you're like level 34, you have to get up to 35, or if you're 19, you have to get to 20. And if you are 50, then you just get it. I feel like that'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't really see a problem with the reach level 40. The way it's been currently used, because it's been specifically on things that are supposed to be hardcore, that are supposed to be major and significant. And especially the way the game works now, this is spoken to somebody who's not level 50 yet, getting to level 40 if you actively play the game is not very difficult anymore.
No, it's not.
Especially if you use friendships, but if you just get good, I'm sorry, that sounds real bad. That's not really what I mean. But if you just get good at throwing excellent throws.
Don't even attempt to reword it.
No,
like,
it's not.
Sounds awful, but I stand by it.
It's the proper way to say it. It just sounds condescending, but it's not, because I'm bad at excellent throws, so it's fine. I can say it.
This excuses him from anything. Oh geez. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to downplay the effort that it takes to get to level 40, but from there moving on, those tasks get much more difficult because it's not just experience. And if you min-max events, getting experience is much easier than it used to be back in the day, but it is still an achievement to be proud of to get to level 40. So don't let Kyle tell you to get good and make you feel bad about it.
No, that's not what I said. Getting level 40 is still really good.
Yeah.
If you're level 40, you are above like 99.999% of people who play this game.
It's true. I'm still rating with people that are level like 27 every once in a while. I'm like, what? How?
The only thing I said getting good would be is that if you get good with excellent throws, climbing to level 40 is very quick.
Get good.
Get good.
Just get good. Honestly. Yeah. If I had one piece of advice for a new trainer, it would be to get good. Wait, do we have a new Poke question this week, Kyle?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, good.
For this week's Poke Poll, we have: how are you preparing for the Go Fest season? Any tips or tricks for your fellow trainers?
None. They can go it alone as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not going to lie, though. It's kind of like, how have I been preparing? Kind of like mentally pushing all the preparation away because I haven't wanted to think about it.
That was going to be my answer. My answer was
no.
thinking
I have
that
to share this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it's such a problem, and I'm lucky that I checked, and that my manager's actually kind of cool right now. Is that I requested the wrong week off of work like 4 months ago.
Kyle, can you imagine if you didn't notice until that schedule was posted and you're like, oh no.
It would have been
oh no.
Like, I'd have been like, let me call every single store in the district.
Oh my gosh.
I went to go request the Saturday and Sunday just Sunday for Global the week after. And I was like, wait, these are the wrong dates here. Wait, hang on. This is a problem. And I text him. It's like 5:30 in the morning. And I text him. He gets back to me and he's like, oh, okay, I think that's the schedule I'm making right now still. It's supposed to be done 5 days ago. Don't worry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
He's like, so we should be able to work that out. I'm like, okay, cool. I really appreciate it. Let me know if I didn't do anything.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, oh God. So that's my Go Fest preparation right now. Make sure I have the time off of work.
Make sure you called off work right. Yeah, that's a good tip. That's a hot tip for sure. Goodness. My preparation has been thinking for the past month, I should really work on clearing out my Pokemon storage and then not doing it at all. I did clear out like 200 today, but I got to tell you, I think my biggest problem is that I really love my plus, and I've just been catching everything and spinning everything I can get my hands on. And inventory is really hard to manage when you're like catching 24/7. I got to tell you, it's rough. Gosh, I kind of missed the other spottier one. This stays connected too well. I'm catching too many Pokemon. First world problems. No, but okay. So jokes aside, really, I'm going to be preparing for Go Fest by clearing out my storage, making sure I have I'm trying to get down to 2,000 free spots. I'm going to kind of assess also where my incubators are at prior to going into this event, because I don't want to be spending money in the middle of the day and like just being beholden to whatever sort of boxes or deals might be there at the time. We've had some really good hatch boxes. Seriously, no joke. We've had some decent boxes for hatching. And I think I'm just going to try to like buy one or two of them and then just not worry about it for Go Fest. But we'll see. I'm still sitting on a mountain of regular raid passes too. So that'll be fine.
Okay. I've got like 60 incubators right now. Well, like 40 regular incubators and like 30. Sorry, vice versa. 40 super, 30 regular. So I got a lot of incubators right now.
Oh, I've got a lot of regular incubators because they offer them at like twice the rate that they do supers in those boxes.
Yep.
Man, oh man. I actually started putting 10Ks in regular incubators. Who am I, Kyle? Who am I? It's off, and they're hatching, dude. I'm walking so much. It's been so good. But any tips or tricks for your fellow trainers, Kyle? I think my big tip would be, if you take a look at your items ahead of time and there's a premium item you're going to be using, use this time now, especially, if you're going to London or Osaka, that ship has, no jokes, made there on purpose. That ship has relatively sailed. You're going to be kind of locked into whatever is being offered right now and during your event. But if you're coming to New York, you still have several weeks to plan and assess where you're at and try to pick out the boxes or offerings that you'll need to get the items you want without being pigeonholed into whatever sort of thing they have going on during the event.
Yeah. And I make a list if you're traveling. I got a list on my phone now because traveling stresses me out.
Yeah.
Make a list of what you need and like do it now if you're traveling to like New York in particular. The rest of them, you better do it now.
Oh yeah, you should have done this yesterday.
But and double check it. Make sure you got everything. That's the big one for me. It's real life preparation for Go. Make sure you have inventory space. Like,
yes,
you don't even want to spend the nights doing inventory management because you're going to do other things. Hopefully you have friends you're meeting or other plans to explore if you're traveling and stuff like that. So,
Yep. Yeah, hopefully you're coming to whatever meetup we plan on doing. Right now, the update with that is that we're going to have an in-park meetup every day, so that it doesn't matter if you're there Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We will be able to, meet up or whatever in the park. And then we will have one evening meetup, at least one evening meetup, probably Saturday night. So it's in the smack dab middle of the event weekend, so most people can come out. But yeah, we will give you. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and promise details next episode so that I have a reason to knock it out. And I will put together a web page, and we'll have spots and times and things like that. So y'all can come and meet us, and we can meet you. More importantly, because I'm really interested in doing that. That'd be great. Okay, so if you, dear listener, have an answer to this week's Pokeball question, which was, once again, how are you preparing for Go Fest season? Any tips or tricks for your fellow trainers? You can answer that question when it's posted on Twitter at GOCast Podcast. I'm going to continue to call it Twitter. I don't care what anybody else calls it or rebrands it to.
About this, right?
No. I needed a separate podcast just to vent about all that. I'm sure, man, you and I haven't had the chance to really talk it out, but I'm sure you got some thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Anyway. Yeah.
Thoughts.
Trying not to, but I still got thoughts. So yeah, on Twitter at GoCast Podcast, you can also answer the question if you're a patron of ours in our patron Discord in the Pokepole channel. If you're watching on YouTube, the video version, you can answer in the comments. If you're listening on the Spotify mobile app, you can answer via the app. There's an interaction Q&A button. It'll be posted there. You can also send us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com or call in and leave us a voicemail to 262-586-7717. And we are running really low on time. And I have 3 voicemails and several emails queued up. We are not going to get to all of them, unfortunately. So I'm going to play at least one of these voicemails. And the first one I have up here is from Sarah Amanda. So we're going to play that first.
Hi, GoCast. It's Sarah Amanda. I wanted to chime in on the Go Plus accessory conversation. It's obvious that there are tons of positives to using them, but I wanted to share my reasons for why I intentionally have chosen to not use an accessory for my gameplay.
Oh.
Years ago, I had gotten the Pokeball Plus because I traded in a ton of games to GameStop and didn't have anything else I wanted to spend my store credit on, so why not? I used it to auto-spin stops only, which was nice, until I realized it was impacting how I enjoy the game. I am a task hunter. I love to spin the stops for tasks, and part of my morning work routine is to spin all the stops in my office and call out any of the good ones to my locals. I realized that due to the auto-spinning, I was no longer certain which stop gave me the task. Or I would just find myself stopping entirely on my walk to avoid getting in range of the next stop if my task list was full. So I stopped using the Pokeball Plus on my daily routine. Virtually everyone talks about how these accessories are essential for events because you are missing out on opportunities to catch Pokemon while raiding or whatever. So for the first Global Go Fest event, I felt like I had to use an accessory, else I'd be doing myself a disservice. So I dusted off the Pokeball Plus to use for the event. Afterwards, I was taking a screenshot of my shiny haul from the whole event, and there was this shiny unknown there that I didn't remember catching. At first I was confused, then I remembered, oh, the Pokeball Plus must have caught it.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people would have been delighted, but I immediately felt the opposite of that. For me, the best part of catching a shiny is when you click it on the map, and the sparkles fill up the screen, you get this adrenaline rush, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's the rare shiny thing! But the Pokeball Plus had robbed me of that experience. It is possible if I had not played with the Go Plus, I could have missed the opportunity to click the shiny noner on the map. But if I never clicked it, I wouldn't have known that I'd missed it. So there'd be nothing to be upset about, right? So, yeah, you're probably not surprised to hear that I haven't used the Pokeball Plus for catching anything since then. Another aside, the Trainer Dex leaderboards. They're a pretty cool thing on Discord to see how you rank among others in your community each week on different metrics. I used to submit my stats each week. But one day I stopped and I realized that 3 of the metrics are buffed by those with accessories. The number of Pokemon caught each week, Pokestop spins, and XP gained. So it's people with completely different playstyles for me that dominate the leaderboards. Which is fine, of course, but kind of pointless for me. I still do the GoCast Fitness Challenge, as we're all in the same playing field for that. So it's fun to see how much distance I walk compared to everyone else, but also how few eggs I hatch in comparison, as I'm a single incubator grinder. Anyway, peace.
Respect.
Said Amanda.
Okay, great voicemail. Thank you very much. Lots of good insight. I think the thing is, right, I completely understand and respect, though I think we even touched on it very briefly last week about how, catching a shiny with your accessory and then finding your inventory later, very different experience than when you catch it on screen. I think the thing for me is that it didn't feel bad. It's just a different feeling, like, look at that,
I agree. I think that was my thought too, is like, it's not, I missed out on my experience of getting the shiny in person. It's a different type of joy when I type in or click the shiny button for the quick search and go, I didn't have that before. Let's go.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's the difference, because I don't disagree with Sarah Amanda at all about it. I think that's right. It definitely does change your experience, and if that is to the negative, then of course it makes sense for you to not use it. And then also, really good point about the leaderboards and about the fitness challenge. If you're listening and you're like, what are you talking about? It's something we do in our patron Discord. We track kilometers and eggs hatched every single calendar quarter. And it's for fun and to just sort of like encourage each other to do it. And basically, like, I just, message back and forth with modders about eggs. And how much we're hatching. And it's a good time. We got some walkers in our server, I gotta tell you, though.
Well, considering at least one person's a mailman, it's a fair.
Yeah.
The guy, I know there's a couple of warehouse workers as well who clear 100 kilometers in a week. And I'm just like, holy cow.
They're putting it in. They're putting the work in for sure. Okay, unfortunately, we are running out of time here. We're down to our last minute. So we are going to have to push these remaining voicemails and emails to next week. Apologies, y'all, but thank you so much for sending things in. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the show. Again, if you'd like to send us an email, you can to mail@gocastpodcast.com. If you'd like to send us a voicemail, you can do so by calling 262-586-7717. Visit our website for all things GoCast, gocastpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter @GoCastPodcast. If you'd like to help support the show monetarily and then get access to that Discord we were just talking about, you can via Patreon. That's patreon.com/GoCastPodcast. And speaking of Patreon patrons and all that good stuff, shout out to our Elite Trainer tier patrons. Thank you so much too. Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Tish, Marvin, and Mimi, Sforts, or Sui and Ryan, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Steven, Nick, Kelvin, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, or Victoria. Whoo, I took that way too slow. I almost didn't make it. My goodness. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support and for helping us keep the digital lights on, among other things. Honestly, it's not just lights over here. It's also smoke. Cool. So if you'd like to help support the show, otherwise, you can also do so by leaving us a review. Please and thank you in advance. It helps us out immensely. All right, Mr. Kyle, last thing to do. We got to set some goals and then get out of here. So what goals are you thinking about for this week?
All right. I'm going to work on my mega progress that I'm currently continuing to work on. I replaced one of my megas because I got a hundo last week, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. 200,000 experience, knocking on the door of whatever it is, 47.
That's
right.
Right.
What do I know?
That's right.
47. And I want to make sure that I track my sleep daily. This is kind of a cop out, but I want to make sure because it's been kind of a pain. That said, if you have trouble of it tracking your sleep on your bed and knocking it off, surprisingly, that clip has helped at least somewhat.
No, I can't believe you just said that. That is outlandish. And I just from you, no, that clip is the most seemingly useless thing of all time.
Look, you're right, but it has helped it track my sleep slightly more accurately.
Okay, well, if anybody wants to know what Kyle's sleeping is like, if you've ever seen a crocodile try to kill something it just caught in its mouth, it's really similar apparently to the way Kyle sleeps, because he was talking. He's like, yeah, I found my Go Plus across the room. I found my Go Plus 3 apartments over, the next day. And I'm just like,
It's in the garbage.
have you considered not thrashing around in your sleep? And he just won't answer the question. That's why you're waking up confused, because you're using thrash in your sleep, Kyle.
Oh my god. What are your goals this week, Chris?
My goals are Mega Progress because I'm working on Sableye, now Tyranitar as well. I just finished Mega 3 for Gyarados, so that's really exciting. I needed to go back and finish one more day. It's been sitting there forever. Like, what are we doing? And 2 new shinies. I'd like for them to be Amara and Tyrunt, but we'll see. If I do get like 2 Amara or 2 Tyrunt and I evolve one of them, I'm going to count that for myself because that technically is 2 units, but we'll see. And I want to continue to track sleep every day. I have had 0 problems tracking my sleep, no problems at all, and I'm loving Pokemon Sleep. I'm looking forward to talking about Pokemon Sleep next week when we have more time.
Yeah.
Because I really, really enjoy it.
Okay. Should be an interesting conversation to have next week, I suppose.
It should be. Well, anyway, thank you all for listening. So sorry for, again, a very short episode, but I'm very happy we got a chance to record all the same. And we'll see you next week for episode 246. Go Fest is on the horizon. Bye-bye.
Bye.